Hello everybody, welcome back to a new video. Today we're not going to be doing a research task like we usually do, but today we're going to be planting crops from the seeds. So what this means is basically, say we plant an apple, we're just going to plant it straight from the apple seeds itself. So we're not going to be buying any sproutlings, so it's sort of an experiment, if you would like to call it that. To get us started, we need some soil. So right now we're going to dig up some soil for the pots. Okay, now I'm going to dig up the dirt and put it in the pots. I'm wearing some older clothing, so in case it gets dirty, I don't have to worry about throwing it out. Let's begin. So we couldn't find a bucket just to put it all in, so we're just going to put it like this and then until it's full. Sean's going to do his 3, then I'll do mine. You can tell it's good soil because it's really black. Because there's actually been things growing here. I don't know if you can see, but there's these... Let me show you. There's these things growing. They're not limes, but they're grapefruits. They're just not ripe. But yeah, so there's already things growing, so the soil's good. The soil's good. A bit more. A bit more here. More here. Okay, and you're done. Alright. What do you have to say? It's my first time doing it, and I'm proud of myself. Alright, so it's my turn. We've got the 3 pots. Yeah, it's just there. And so basically, I'm not going to be surprised if this works really well. As you can see on our trampoline, there's a random plant growing there, and it's not in any dirt whatsoever. Obviously, it's not like a good plant, but it's like literally nothing for it to grow with. So I will not be surprised if this turns out really well. But it will take time. So anyway, I'm just going to quickly get the soil. Brick. Alright, so that's the soil. Now let's put it in with the fruits. Alright, so our first thing that we're going to try and grow is going to be garlic. Bit of a weird one, but we're going to start with that. Because, yeah, for no particular reason. So with these, first we're just going to peel them. And I'm trying not to squash them, so I'll update you when we've peeled them. So we've peeled the garlic, peeled the garlic cloves, but I just want to mention before we go and put them in that try and get the bigger ones and make sure they're fresh and not soft. We did the best we can, the best we had. We possibly could have made them more fresh, or picked better ones, but this will probably still work. Okay, so now we need to put them in. Now you can see our pot is reasonably sized, probably 5-6 inches across. But the thing with garlic, for some reason they have to be really far apart. So we've got to make them 4 inches or 10 centimeters apart, or 5 inches. 5 inches apart, so
4.
12 and a half.
It's 4.
Or 4. Anyway, like a good distance. So we can fit around 3 in here. So, and we may have to make holes, so we just got to make them with I'm just going to make them with my thumb, and make them around 2 inches, 5 centimeters deep, so quite deep. I'll try to put them in as I can. See the holes? I may put this one a bit more in the center. Alright, and when we put them in, you want to put the pointy part, so not this part, the green pointy part facing upwards. You want to put it in like that. Alright, so we've done that, and just saying, I do not know how to do this. We literally just watched the tutorial today, and we're just doing it that way, so yeah. Go try and move these a bit into the right positions. So now we just want to cover them up. Alright, so that should be good to go. So we've got a pump bottle and we're going to water them. Okay, so the next thing we're planting is strawberries. So this is a pretty cool method. You don't actually have to pluck out the tiny seeds separately. I saw a video, he basically cut the flesh of the strawberry and then placed them in the dirt. I'm just going to cut the butts off so I can do that. I may only need 1 strawberry, but I got another one in case. Yeah, and just saying guys, with that last... with the garlic, we watered it properly after. It was just for the video. Alright, so it's pretty good. Maybe that's a bit thick. I'll try to do a bit thinner for the next slice. There's another piece that's a bit better. So for the strawberries, I believe you're meant to pick out the ones with the seeds that are sticking out a lot. So you may see a really bright red one, but if the seeds are like indented, you know, too much, it's just not going to grow as well. or as fast?
According to the
Okay.
experts.
Yeah. Okay, so I sliced up my strawberries. So I got around 6 pieces here. I'm not sure how many I'm going to use. I'll see. So just take them. Make a bit of room there. Place them.
Just try not to break the seeds as much as possible.
Yeah.
When you're doing this, yeah.
I don't think these have to be too spread apart. I put 4, I think. 4 pieces of strawberry. Actually, I'll put 5 for extra seeds. So I believe this takes longer than actual just putting in separate seeds, because I think the fruit probably has to decompose and stuff like that.
So we're not about to show you the actual plant's formation at the end, because obviously it takes way too long. But hopefully at the end, within like 4 or 5 days when we upload this video, maybe a little bit of a sproutling will appear, and maybe we'll be able to get some footage of that.
I'm gonna get some extra dirt from this plant because I don't know if it's deeply covered enough. This pot has a bit of extra dirt, so I think that's fine.
So if it's too exposed, apparently it's not going to grow and it will just decompose. So it needs to be under dirt. But as you saw with the trampoline, that plant, obviously a bit of dirt got in and some plants started growing, so you don't need that much dirt.
Okay, so now we just got to water it. Not got to extremely water it, but a good amount. Just get everything moist. Okay, so we'll leave that there. We're going to put it on a special spot there where it's going to get sunlight. We'll show you that later. Now up to apples. Unfortunately, we cut it up on camera. It's kind of a mess, but there it is. And we've got the seeds. I just put it in a tissue and I was keeping them there so they didn't blow away, because these things are very light, obviously. So with these, I've got around, I think, 10 or a bit less here, maybe around 8 or 9. And it's pretty straightforward with these, so make sure when you're cutting it, you don't damage the seeds, because we actually had to get a new apple because we cut it and it broke half the seeds. So make sure they're in perfect condition. So same thing, since there's so many, I'm going to maybe put like two or three in a bunch and make like 3 or 4 holes. Put it there. Last 2, I'll just make a hole in the middle. So yeah, I think this one's the most straightforward. What we're going to try is we're just going to put a little bit of apple in each thing to see if it helps. So this is all kind of experiment, because as it is new to us, so some of it might work better than the other, some might not work at all. Yeah, so it's all about trial and error. I think we need one more. Anyway, so we've got that all done. Now we just need to cover this all up. Maybe get a bit from here. So once you've got it all ready, you've got to water it. And let's say that's enough. On to the next thing we're going to grow. Okay, so now for the next thing we're planting is got to be blueberries. So this is a similar way to the strawberries. So the seeds in blueberries are even smaller than the seeds on the outside of the strawberries. So what we're going to do is cut the strawberry sideways in half.
Because if you cut it just in the middle, you're not going to see any seeds.
Yeah, see with this, you can see a lot of those little seeds. I don't know if you can see that on camera.
Yeah,
they're reddy, yellow looking things. So I'm just going to cut up, I reckon, around 3 strawberries.
Blueberries.
Blueberries, sorry. Not a good one. I don't really think it matters which blueberries, just try to pick the best ones you got, obviously. This one's a bit bigger than the first one. We'll see if more seeds come out from this. Good amount of seeds in there too. This one not much, but this one's good.
Yep. So with these blueberries, you literally just have to cut them in half and put them in the soil. You don't actually have to depick the seeds or anything like that, so it's really helpful because the seeds are tiny and it'll be a pain.
With my finger here, I'm just going to make a few holes. I'm probably going to plant around 5 or 6 halves. Maybe I'll plant 5 as one of them doesn't have any seeds. So like that. In there, just drop them in the holes. Gentle with them. I'm getting a variety of different types of blueberries, because I'm not exactly sure which one suits growing best. This was kind of an experiment. Okay, that's 3, so we'll put in 1 more. Okay, we'll put in 1 more because the other one doesn't have any seeds. We'll put that in here. What you're going to want to do is cover up the blueberries with some soil. Okay, so what you're going to want to do is get some extra soil to put on top. as you want it to be in there, you know, you don't want it to be sticking out. I might even add some more to the strawberries just in case. And yeah, that should be good enough. Okay, now we're just gonna lightly water it. Just get the soil all moist. Help it grow.
Yeah.
Alright, that should be good enough. Okay, on to the next crop. Okay, so now we got ginger. So what you want to do is that's it. The final plantation,
Yep.
we gotta put in raspberries. So I couldn't really find a way to do this from the seed properly. So this video has basically been like an experiment because the whole point of this is to do it from the seed. So if some of these don't work like this, it's fine. You know, nature finds a way, so you don't know what might happen. So it's an experiment, you know. So what I'm gonna do, I think, is first I'm gonna make some holes here. One here, and here, here. Just a few holes everywhere. And I'm gonna get the raspberry. I'm gonna break little bits off like this. Just chuck them in. It's an experiment, so this might not work.
Maybe we should also try some just in half for half the holes.
Yeah, I'll do that. So this is basically just a quarter. This is a quarter of a raspberry. Put that in there, facing up, if that does anything. And same with this one. Actual whole bits of this.
Raspberries also take a really long time before you start seeing any actual fruit grow on the plant.
I don't think we need this blueberry, so raspberry. I'm mixing up my berries today. Alright, so I'm just gonna cover it with the soil. Hopefully that's enough soil.
We also tried to do a lemon and an orange, but they turned out to be pipless. It makes such a mess, you know.
Probably touching worms and stuff.
Not a great idea to do this outside in the wind, but what the hell.
Add the water. Get it nice and moist. Alright, that's raspberries done. Now to the next part of the video. Okay, so this is where we're going to leave the pots to sprout. So we got the garlic, we got the ginger, we got the blueberries, we got the raspberries, we got the strawberries, we got the apples. Got them all labeled so we don't get any confusion. And yeah, so tomorrow we're going to be making compost. So for when we have to put it in the actual ground.
Yeah, it'll be ready in around 2-3 weeks. It'll be perfect timing and everything will be ready.
For us it'll be tomorrow, but for you it will be right now. Alright, so it's the next day and we've started making our compost for the crops, and this is where we're at so far. Basically we're just using this old plastic wheelie bin that's kind of broken that we actually had with a lot of like dry grass and bark in there already, so it's kind of convenient, and we basically just mixed it with soil and it became a decent consistency. So for the past few days we've just been adding things like our fruit scraps and eggshells, things like that, and that's where we're at the moment. So as you can see here, there's we've got like lemon skin, we've got like potato skins, eggshells, you know, dirt and bark,
banana peels.
Yeah, but this will look a lot different in like 2-3 weeks when it's ready to basically put it into the ground with the you know, the things that we're going to plant in the ground. So it's going to look different, and we're going to update you along the way. Hopefully by the end of this video it'll look a bit different and we'll add a few more things. So now we just got to add some eggshells.
The shovel is for mixing.
Yeah, and now we just got to mix it. Alright, so we just quickly mixed it in. You know, it's not much difference, but we basically just added the eggshells as you saw. So we don't like to over mix it because apparently that's bad. So yeah, just quick mix, and that's how we add our things. Okay everybody, now we're going to show you an update of the crops or the plants that we have in the pots here. So we actually got a surprise for you for one of the pots. Something's actually growing out of it. But first I just want to talk about where we're putting the pots. So first one we showed you, there were at the other end of the backyard on the porch of a cubby house. We currently moved them to this table bench area as it had more sunlight. There's clouds out now, so there's not really any sunlight, but there was earlier. It's better just to move them around for, say, because I think you need like something to 6 to 10 hours of sunlight every day for growing things. Yeah, so we moved them here. We might move them somewhere else for less sunlight if it gets too sunny here. And if, say, it's super sunny, we might water them an extra bit just to get the soil nice and moist. These are the raspberries. Not much action here. probably growing on the inside, but we can't see it.
But these types of fruits like berries and things like apples and things, they're meant to take much longer.
Yeah.
Compared to like garlic and ginger. So
same with the ginger, not much action.
These damn crows, man.
Same with the strawberries, not much action. So we wrote, we labeled each pot so we know what's in here, but it seems to be rubbing out.
So we're gonna have to use some sort of permanent marker or something.
Yeah, we just used the standard texter. Here you got the blueberries, also not much action. Alright, here's the apples, not much action here. Now, the garlic. This actually has something growing out of it. You can see there's little green roots coming out of the dirt.
Sprouting. And it's not just some sort of leaf. That's what we thought, because we thought, how could it possibly have grown in literally a day and a half, 2 days? But it's not, because we moved the dirt a little bit, and it was actually come from the garlic, the top of the garlic. So, yeah.
We planted around 4 or 5 cloves, but only this one has made any change. If you look closely, there's a tiny little green sproutling coming out from a different part of the pot. That could also possibly be from a garlic clove.
Most likely is.
Yeah. Anyway, that is the update. On to the next segment of the video. Okay, so that's going to be the end of the video. Hopefully you enjoyed. Yeah, thanks for watching. As you can see, a lot has changed since we started, and hopefully you can try this at home. So in the next few months, we'll be updating you, and we'll see if this experiment worked. So thank you for watching, and see you next week.